Worries.
You know I'm Man, and I'm here with an individual who can travel back and forth from the fifth dimension, June Edward, not to be confused with another Edward. She's a psychic medium who's worked on missing person cases, consults with various paranormal groups. She's an author, a teacher of psychic and mediumship development, which I've gone to three different psychic and mediumship development courses several years ago, and I might have to take her course. She created the Relationship Mastery Program. I got to read this. I didn't read it. I didn't read her book, which the mastery program. Wow, Mark is gonna love this intro. Mark is my co-host, June. You haven't met him. So this mastery program teaches people how to change their energy, learn their five love lessons, and magnetize anyone or anything into their lives. If I get all tumbled up on her intros, because she does so many things and she probably does things in different realms. So we're here, June Edward. I can keep saying things to add to who you are, but here you are. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
So thanks for being on. It came from the radio. I'll get right into the first question. What the heck is the Relationship Mastery Program and how has it helped humans?
When I started out as a medium and a psychic, everybody comes to you and wants to know about their relationships. That's the number one question.
Mhm.
And I was really divinely guided to create this program to help people reconcile relationships they were having problems in. And I really geared it towards people heading towards divorce, separation, that type of thing. And the majority of the people that found me literally were, ready to take their own life. And I would pop up on their computer somehow and they would find me. And I only work with one person in the relationship. I don't do couple therapy, one person, because there's always one person that's in charge. There's a leader and a follower. And
Right?
for every action, there's an equal or greater reaction. So I teach one person how energy works, how the universe works, how to get in touch with their soul to be able to make their decisions. And when they change, everything around them changes. And when they raise their vibration, when you're with someone, you're on the same energetic frequency with them. It's like a radio station. You can't get the station in unless you're on the right frequency, right? Well,
Thank
when you're
you.
with someone, you've attracted them in your life because you're on that same frequency. And when you're still in that close proximity of someone that you really care about and want to be
Hmm.
with, when you raise your vibration, either they raise their vibration to stay with you or it's not going to work, one or the
Yeah,
other. So
very
when you do
interesting.
something differently, they do something differently. And my success rate is just astronomical, to be honest. And it completely changes their lives. I could tell you story after story. There's plenty of videos on my website from students and my blogs and reviews. And just there's just so much information. I've had hundreds and hundreds of people go through the program. And the
Very
result
true.
of the program was my book, All's Fair in Love and Karma, because what I realized was that everyone going through the program was working on the same five soul lessons in order to advance their
Ah,
soul.
okay, very interesting. So going right into the next question fits right in. You noted in another interview that you like to meet with the individuals in a relationship, and you noted it here because if one changes, then the other person changes. I'll give you a
Exactly.
quick aside. My mom loves this farmer type of Janny character I do, but she doesn't seem to really um she seems to get triggered and have all types of issues with New York Jen, but if I become like Southern country Jen and change my energy, I get a really awesome person in return. But if I'm New York, get it done, get it done. My mom's not really the happiest person with me, so that's just proof.
Well, that you're just triggering her because we're mirrors to each other. That's why.
Very interesting. So
Yes,
back to you. Now, I think that like attracts like. I'm a big believer in that for years. If I'm on 98.7 radio and you're on 900, we might not be able to get on the same channel. But very simply, like attracts like. Many believe this. I believe that if you behave like trash, well, it only makes sense that you'll attract trashy people. What do you think?
well, this is where, I also teach the law of attraction as all part of the program. And when you raise your vibration, again, you're on a different frequency. So you're going to attract people that are on a different frequency. If you want to change your life, change your frequency. Bottom line, change your energy. The trick to
Mhm.
the law of attraction, however, and maintaining it is actually balancing your energy. And that's a very difficult thing to do.
Balancing your energy.
Yeah.
So here's one thing, right? Um, kind of had this thought. Now, I do radio, stand up. acting, health work. So, all, all these different types of people, or simply just a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, you're going to attract all types of clients, I would imagine. But if you change your energy, it's going to be different. So, I had one person say to me, God, you attract the craziest people. But I said, that's all you hear about because I don't tell you about the good ones because that breeds jealousy. So, I keep all the good news. What do you think about public figure type people like yourself, who you're going to attract all types of people, whether you like them or not?
Yes and no. I
Okay.
attract people that are interested in learning,
Okay.
hopefully.
Okay.
But
Right.
still, the people that are drawn to me for a reason. Nothing in life is random. Everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidences. And usually, quite honestly, we planned this life before we came here. So most of the things that are happening in your life were planned.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I will say, I will say this. I've had several psychics, like professional psychics or whatever, intuitives, whatever their moniker is, uh, all over the nation, who don't know each other tell me the same things about my future and within the last 20 years, and a lot of it's come true. So I do have some belief in, predicting the future, and I predicted the future. But back to you, I want to know your thoughts. That's why you're here. It's like, pick your brain, even though I can't stand that expression. It just creeps me out. So now I've offended one person I know. I've offended a lot of people, but I offended one person in particular at least 2 times, extremely severely with what I thought were compliments. I thought they were the highest compliments, but this person was so upset and offended. Now, how come in your book addresses how come everything seems to trigger some people? Why do some people get triggered?
So
And you talk
for
about triggers. So why are some so easily insulted and
Yeah.
triggered?
So they're still learning, bottom line. We're
Okay.
here in a 3D body having a human experience. And quite
Mhm.
honestly, you're not responsible for how they took anything you had to say. You can't make someone love you, or you'd be looking at this guy and saying, hey, you're going to be the love of my life, right? You can't make anyone feel anything. That is completely on them. And what
Hmm.
anybody thinks about you is none of your business, quite
Hmm.
honestly. You know, that's their issue, their problem. And a lot of people are triggered because they still they're living in the 3D drama, bottom line.
Interesting.
It's like asking people questions. A lot of times that'll trigger people. And it doesn't matter if you're just going home to your husband at night and saying, how was your day, honey? Ah, what the hell do you care? Blah. Instead
Right.
of turning into a statement and saying, hey, I hope you had a great day today, that gives a pause. They can think about that for a second and not be so reactive. So there's
Yeah.
lots of little things that you can do, when you're trying not to trigger people, but quite honestly, people have to own their own stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that, and maybe that's why I'll keep on going, triggering some people. But you're right about the questions. Yeah, I will say my mom, there's 2 people I talk about, sorry, my parents and myself. Not everything, but she gets very upset if I ask her simple questions a lot of times, and I always thought, it feels like a court interrogation. That's how she reacts, like I'm interrogating her like a
Yeah,
lawyer,
it's
and
a
I've even been
trigger. Yeah,
called a lawyer a few times. So here we go. We have an explanation. There we go. Thank you, June.
you're
So
welcome.
on to the next question. Do you believe in demons or bad spirits? And do you think some humans can actually bring darkness and destruction into our lives?
So I'm not sure if you got to the book that part, but I died at 27 and I came back here
Yes.
by choice. Okay. So I'm not sure really what I believed in before passing away, to be honest with you. I thought a lot of it was a bunch of hooey.
Right.
I was very spiritual and I always knew that there was something more. And I had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of ability since I was a child. But to look at the hierarchy, Mother Mary and, saints and angels, I don't know that I believed most of that. But I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you that once you've experienced something, your belief system changes. And
Yeah.
I certainly understand and know that they are true. And I teach people how to talk to and work with angels. And you have to remember that everything in the universe has to stay in balance. So if there's good, there's evil, right? If you have a God, you have a devil. It's that simple. And
Right.
everything that's happening in the world right now is nothing more than spiritual warfare that's happening on a large scale because it's out of balance. And the end
Mhm.
goal for both God and the devil is your soul. That's the prize. So there are absolutely demons. They have taught me a number of things from the other side. I never wanted to be working with demons or things like
Mm,
that, but it's all part of my education. So yes, I've seen them,
Interesting.
I've worked with them, I've been attacked by them. They are real, absolutely. Just as the angels and the saints and the ascended masters and God and Jesus, they're all real. It doesn't matter what you call it, there's only one when you get to the other side. Source energy, God, Buddha, Krishna, it doesn't matter, there's one.
Very interesting. This is a personal question, but I do think some people in the audience would find this interesting, so I'm going to ask it or just tell you and see what you think. See what June thinks. That's what we're calling this interview. These aren't even questions. What do you think? This would happen. What do you think? What does June think? All right. Very long story short, because I'm thinking about putting this into a movie. Six or seven or more spiritual people. One is an FBI agent, one's a military doctor. They all think I was possibly murdered or attempted to be killed or meant to be a sacrificial lamb sometime in the last month or so. I was extremely sick. I thought I was going to die. I was on this couch right here. So I'm not going to tell the whole story. This is about you today. But I thought I was going to die. I was having fever. It felt like I was on cocaine. I wasn't on any cocaine. I didn't even have coffee in my system. I have more coffee today than I had in like 10 days that time, right? So all these people called me, and I'd never prayed to God, but I prayed to God as an experiment. I said, if I'm deserved to be healed or if that's what's meant to be, and I'm healed, and I made all these promises, and I had a whole conversation with God, or as I was told to, basically. I said, I'll give it a chance because I don't like to ask for things. I really don't. So I might have slipped in Jesus or the Holy Ghost. I had a fever, so I don't remember everything 100% clear. I know I wasn't delusional, but I prayed. Okay, I asked for healing. I really thought I was going to die. Well, what does June think? I felt things touching me. I felt things. Dorothy Kadosh is a well-known psychic. Wow, if you don't know her, oh my God. She actually said you can ask spiritual beings or aliens to do psychic surgery on you. I felt things going in here. But simply the most profound thing was I felt like someone was going like this. I felt what felt like birds or wings or something flying all over the place. Now my windows were closed and it was flying and wind and the fever went away. The cocaine feeling went away. Everything went away. I felt big peace and I fell asleep. So what do you think about wind on your face after praying to God? What?
So remember, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You can't see the
Hmm.
air you're breathing, but it's there. You can't see the microwaves cooking your food, but it works, right? They are real. I see them. Okay. I see
Hmm.
them very clearly and I can see energy. It's amazing.
Hmm.
And I usually ask Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael because they work together for healing. And it sounds to me that that's who was there. And they
Hmm.
will absolutely, God's a very forgiving God. You can be on your deathbed and ask for forgiveness, and
Hmm.
he'll accept you immediately.
Hmm.
So definitely. So what the other thing is self-worth. That's one of our biggest lessons. And not being able to ask for something speaks to low self-worth because you are deserving. You are as deserving as anyone else in this world. You're the only one of you. You're special. We need you here. But angels
Hmm.
can't help you if you don't ask. They were never human. They're a separate race, and this is their rule. So if you want them
Hmm.
to help you, you have to ask. And then they will be there immediately. And you
Yes,
saw.
you know who said that was Sylvia Brown? I saw her live like 20 years ago or something. I think she said that in her book on angels. And my mom, that's one thing that my mom said to me that stuck with me. And I said, I don't know, this lady seems a little crazy, but I'll try. That was years ago. I'm almost 40.
Yeah,
Back to you. All right, we have the demons and spirits. All right, so before you had a near-death experience, you knew surgery would kill you. You said this in another interview.
I
You
did. Yeah,
knew,
I knew
and
it. I just
and
knew it.
it
Yeah,
did.
it did.
Um,
Absolutely. I put it off for 5 years because I knew I was going to die.
Knew. You
Yeah.
knew. Okay.
But that's your
So
soul. That knowing is your soul. You and I are not the suit that sits here right now. We are the energetic soul inside. That's who we truly are. And, we've got a body, we're having a 3D experience, we got a brain in our head, right? Your brain is nothing more
some
than a
do.
massive computer. And it has a specific job. Its job is to protect you. How does it do that? It does it by
Mm,
creating fear. So people make their decisions based on fear. And when you do that, it's a crapshoot. Sometimes it's right,
mm,
sometimes it's wrong, but you're always questioning the decision. When you
yeah.
make that decision from that knowing, that is your soul. That is the right decision 100% of the time, every time, and you don't question it. So that's how I
Mm.
knew it was my soul I was listening to, which I didn't understand at the time where it was coming from.
Very interesting. You know what? So one more thing. So this November 24th thing, that almost killed me. It was an IV drip, and I was offered this health boosting IV drip like 8 times, 10 times, 15 times. I just felt like it was a bad idea on my gut. So I slept through the appointment. I didn't
Good.
even go to the appointment, and I got there late. And there's still people, come on, get the IV drip. I'm like, no, no, no. So me, I blurted out. I've done a commercial on IV drip, so I know about these things. I saw an NFL get that. NFL player get an IV drip in the place we were shooting the commercial that I was producing. He was fine. Everyone was fine. Anyway, I just felt like it was going to destroy me. So when they offered me to me again, I said, "Will it give me insomnia?" So my question to you, and that's what happened. I got insomnia from November 24th until January 8th, and it almost ruined my life. My question is, do you think we know before a drug or a human will try to destroy us?
Your soul knows everything because you planned this life here, and your soul is way too big for your body. So some of it's in your body, some of it's over your head that they call an aura, and the majority of your soul is actually in the fifth dimension, the lowest level of heaven, and orchestrates the timing of events in your life. So when you're getting in touch with your soul, like through meditation, you're not just getting in touch with the part of your soul that's in your body, you're getting in touch with that part of your soul that's in the lowest level of heaven, that knows the plan, that has all the knowledge of all your lifetimes, and absolutely knows what's happening, what's going to happen, and is giving you those indicators in your life here for you to follow. That's the breadcrumbs to follow forward.
Interesting. So you know what? We're past the 15-minute mark, but you're so interesting. So sometimes I can do 20 minutes and it's okay. So my final question to you is, do you have anything you'd like to share with the public? Anything
So
that's on your
yeah, I
heart?
mean, we hear people, they wonder why things keep happening in their life. How come I have no money in my life? How come I can't meet the right guy? How come I keep making bad decisions? Get the book, All's Fair in Love and Karma. There's five major reasons that you're here. And until you learn those lessons, you're going to keep repeating the same stuff over and over in your life. The universe wants you to think you have choice, but your choice is like a game show, door one, two, three. You take door one, you go through, get married, have kids, get divorced, you're in front of door one, two, three again. You tend to take door one again, get married, have kids, get divorced, be in front of one, door three. If you learn the lesson you were supposed to be learning, whether it was self-worth, trust and communication, unconditional love, whatever that was, you're not taking door one anymore. You're going to take door two
Mm,
and three. And you may still get married and have more kids, but it's not going to end in divorce the way the other two did because you learned that lesson. And the relationship mastery program actually teaches everyone all those five lessons. So you can look at your life from a higher perspective and understand why things are happening. And everything just rolls off your back like a duck at that point. You don't take any of this stuff too serious because you realize you're just an actor in a play here. You're here for a very short time. You're here to enjoy it. You're here to have a little mini vacation. Enjoy life. Get out there. Do shit.
right, right. Do shit. On that note, Mark is Mark, we have two curse words in this one. I'm leaving that part in now. No, no, I'm sorry. I love it when people are real and break the FCC boundaries.
I
Love
don't
it.
usually swear. Sorry.
It's okay. That's all good. All right. So on that note, we're gonna wrap up. And please tell our audience where to find you, your website, all your socials.
Yep, juneedward.com. There's no S in there. Juneedward.com. I am on all the
Mhm.
social media except for TikTok. I am not on TikTok. Um, but Facebook more than anything.
Okay.
But you can reach me through my website. There's a free webinar on there. You can learn about energy. You can watch videos on my students, videos on different podcasts. You can get links to all of my books on there. And my first book is A Night on the Other Side, and that will teach you everything you need to know about psychic development and mediumship development. Everything that I taught, you can learn in that book.
The Night on the Other Side, and that's a
Yeah.
book, and it's a hardcover or
It's a
softcover
soft
audiobook?
cover. Soft cover.
Audio?
Yep. Nope. The only one that's in audio is All Fair in Love and Karma. Yeah. The
Ah,
other book, you
very
really want to
nice.
keep it as a tool to go back if you're having problems, go back and keep looking and see, oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? That type of thing.
Very interesting. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for all your insights and sharing your brain. Um, if you like this interview and you like what you're hearing, I would tell you just type in June Edward on YouTube. You're gonna find some interesting stuff. She is so interesting. I got it. Wow. I could go on and on. Actually, I guess I'm speechless or I'm speechful. I don't even know where to stop. And that never really happens to me. It's like she's There's so many things I wanna say. This has never really happened to me wrapping up any interview because I feel like you have so much going on,
That's
and
how
so
I
much to
feel. And I
offer.
never know what any day is going to bring me. I do readings, I do Akashic records, astrology, numerology, you name it, I do it. I never know what's going to
I'm
happen.
gonna have to contact you for a reading. It's been a long time. All right, thank you, June Edward. And now back to more Came from the Radio.